What we're going to talk about today, man, is protecting your alpha energy with a moral compass. You see, when I put moral compass in the title, I knew that certain people wasn't going to show up, but I knew the people that would. And those are the brothers that I want to talk to tonight, man. See, we live in a world today, and I'm going to give y'all an example, man. You know, when you become the most alpha version of yourself and you strive to protect that version of yourself, all of your satanic attacks will come through your love of women. Not like love, I'm in love with her, but your love of women, your love of feminine energy. If you notice, you look through all the biblical times, Adam was attacked by Satan through his woman, through his love for his woman. You know what I'm saying? You look at Solomon. Solomon was attacked through his love for many wives. You look at David. He was attacked through his love for Bathsheba. You look at Samson. He was attacked through his love for Delilah. Many times, men have been attacked through their love for women because that's the only way to get to you, is to put you in an emotional headspace so you can't function in your logic. Your logic is is what happens when you're in tune with your spirit, man. You're logical. When you think with your feelings, you're not in tune with your spirit, man. At that point, you are wide open to be, overtaken, to be overcome with emotion. And we can't do that. We simply cannot do that. It's not worth doing it. What's gonna happen is you are gonna be under attack. And here's the thing: the world is already against you. So how are you gonna open yourself up to be, to just say, "Hey, y'all, come on in and attack me all y'all want to, man"? And that's all of us. That's all of us. I just thwarted an attack from Satan. And that's why I tell you, man, take your time with these women. You have to take your time. There's a certain time frame where the true essence of a woman is going to come out. So if a woman, now granted, women I meet, they know me. For the most part, women know who I am. So they meet me through listening to my content, just to be honest with you. So a woman knows how to present herself to me. She knows the qualities that I look for. She knows the qualities that I value. So it's easy for a woman to embody those things for a little while, just for a little while. And what a woman will do is come in and believe that presenting those things is going to put relationship pressure on you to make you respond quickly and put her on a pedestal, in a relationship pedestal. When you put a woman in a relationship in your life, man, you put her on a pedestal. That's a pedestalization. You're putting her in a position that many women can't get. It's a certain position for a certain woman. And so you have to wait that out. You have to see how true a woman is to herself. And 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 times out of 10 in this society, you're going to find out that she doesn't fit into that aspect of life. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have to stick to the core principles of interacting with women. That's why I tell you, man, when it comes to women, man, it's perfectly okay to use some of the pimp principles. Now, you're not going to put her out there on the corner and do all that, man. You don't do all that. We ain't talking about that. That's the life. We're talking about the principles of when I'm talking, you listen. Because we ain't never having a conversation. I'm always teaching, you always learning. Those types of things. And so the first thing you have to understand is that if you're in a situation where you're open emotionally, not just for your woman, for anyone. If anyone has emotional control of you, if anyone can move you off your square emotionally, then you're wide open for attack. So you know that morally, being in love with anyone is not right. Being in love is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the fact that being in love damages you or opens you up to attack, to spiritual attack. Being in love is just wrong. It's wrong to be in love. As a man, it's wrong to fall in love with a woman, because when you fall in love, you worship a woman. Do you know how angry you make the Most High when you fall in love with a woman, when you pedestalize a woman, when you worship a woman? Do you know how angry you make the Most High? That's why falling in love never works for a man. You turn your back on everything you know about manhood and masculinity and being the most alpha version of yourself when you fall in love with a woman. But women know that. That's why they pull for you to fall in love so much. Fall in love. Fall in love. Come on, fall in love. Fall in love. You're not in love with me. I'm in love with you. Are you in love with me? I'm so in love with you. I'm in love with you. Let me tell you something, man. You got to put a woman to task. You got to let her know that love is an action. You show me your love. Don't tell me your love. Man, it irks me when a woman tells me she loves me all the time, man. It literally irks me, man. I mean, boy, you talking about some man that really gets on my nerves, man. When a woman's just constantly telling me, I love you, 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 I love you. Because if she's showing it, she doesn't say it. You naturally don't say it if you show it. That's just what happens. If you're the best basketball player in the world, never says he's the best. Never. He doesn't have to. It's not something you say all the time. Now, if you ask him, he'll say, yeah, man, for sure, I'm the best. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, nobody's better than me. But it's not something you brag about. Another thing is this, man, and I really need to tell y'all this. You have to master self-discipline in this society. The only moral fiber that matters is discipline. Discipline is the root of your morality. Discipline is the root of your self-protection. Discipline is the root of your self-motivation. Discipline is the root of everything that you must accomplish as a man. It's about self-discipline. And why do you think discipline is so painful? You know, they say no pain, no gain. Discipline is painful. You know why? Because initially you feel like you're missing out. You feel like you're an outcast. You feel like a square. I'm not like a square, but you feel like you're different from everybody. You're living a different life. It's a lonely path. Discipline is a lonely path because you have to look at things that other people are doing, and you know those things are fun. We're humans. We like things that feel good. We like things that give us that dopamine rush. We love it. But when you're disciplined, you got to focus on the other things. So you know what, man? Y'all, I might not be able to put this in the chat. Let me see if I can. Nope. Hey, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and post a link tomorrow, man. Well, Sunday, not tomorrow. I'm gonna post a link tomorrow after sundown, man, for you guys to get your tickets through my link. If you want to come to the CME convention, man, and hear Dr. BOA speak on stage, I promise you, it'll be an experience like nothing you've ever seen. No one you've ever seen has said the things that I'm going to say, has focused on the things that I'm going to focus, has told you the things that I'm going to tell you. So, man, if it's something that you can budget, man, I suggest, man, that you do everything in your power to show up, man, because it's going to be something special, brothers. I can promise you that. I guarantee you it's going to be something special. Something you've never heard before. I can promise you that. So when you think about it, brothers, you have to think about this. You got to do what's best for you, because you live in a world of people who are going to do what's best for them, even if it means lying to you, making you think that they have your best interest at heart. Nobody has your best. Listen, even if people do have your best interest at heart, there's not enough of them for you to just fly by the seat of your pants believing that everybody has your best interest at heart. No, you have to have your best interest at heart. Self-preservation, man, self-preservation is part of having a moral compass. There are guys who think they don't have a moral compass, but they do. Self-preservation is a moral compass. It's an aspect of your moral compass. It's the direction of your moral compass. You have to have it. Again, man, listen, I'm going to tell you a funny story right quick, man, before we really get into the meat of this thing. I was doing a Skype consultation this morning, and my camera went out. It just kept freezing. So I got this little cheap, I think $50 or $60 Logitech C920. Logitech C920 Pro. 1080p webcam. Hooked it up. Didn't have a problem with it. Streaming on it right now. And I'm going to be honest with you. The image quality from what I'm seeing is phenomenal. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not buying a more expensive camera to stream with, because you can only stream in 1080p anyway. StreamYard only lets you stream in 1080p. You can stream in 1080p on Ecamm Live, but why? When it comes up to YouTube, it's still not going to be. You can stream in 4K on Ecamm Live, but why? It's still going to be compressed to smithereens when it comes up to YouTube. So why? Why not just do? Now that may be a reason why, right there. See how that thing just jumped out of focus? That may be a reason why. But any camera can jump out of focus. So you got to keep in mind, man, that really, life is about doing things the most efficient, effective way. That's what life is about. Doing things the most efficient and effective way. And one way to do that is to govern yourself. You have to govern yourself. Many men who are struggling with things, it's because you're not governing yourself. It's because you're not governing yourself. Couple super chats, man. Macmillian, appreciate the dub. Congrats, BOA. You're one of the best to do it. You keep the message relevant to brothers. 2 minute jewels to recall. Thanks, brother. Salute to you, Mac. Salute, man. Appreciate the dub. Jeremiah Wooden, appreciate the $5 super sticker, homie. Appreciate it. Emerald Amigo, appreciate the 2 bones. Even cartel members get soft for women they love. They do, man. It's just one of those things because you have to govern yourself internally. You can't govern yourself with weapons and money and notoriety and all that. You got to govern yourself internally. And many men just don't do that. They have all the money, all the fame, all the notoriety, all the women, but they can't govern themselves. All Pro 95, appreciate the 5 bones. Always speaking the real 100. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate that. Pesha, I see you, boy. Salute. Sonny Rob, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the $100 sponsorship of the show, bro. Thanks, Will Smith, for displaying feminism mentally on men in marriages. Never self-sacrifice for a feminist or no one. That's real, bro. Man, let's run through that one again. Thanks, Will Smith, for displaying feminism mentally on men in marriages. Never self-sacrifice for feminists or no one. That's real, man. Never do it. Never do it. And here's the problem in this particular society. Like, most women who say they're feminists aren't feminists. Feminist is just the end thing to be. You can say that and it gives you the right to not try to acquiesce to the demands of a man. It gives you the right to not be submissive. It gives you the right to not be effeminate. It gives you the right to do a lot of things. And the bottom line is, so what? As men, we don't care about that. As men, we care about becoming the best version of ourselves. We don't care about none of that other stuff. We care about becoming the best version of ourselves. Everything else is irrelevant. We don't care about nothing else. You have to understand that you can't exist on impulsive emotional reactions. You have to be logical in your assessment of a situation. Therefore, you are automatically going to respond logically to that. And that's just the reality of it. See, someone saying you can have higher video quality. Yeah, you can have higher video quality, but on StreamYard, you can only stream 1080p. So it doesn't matter if you set your camera to 4K, the signal is only going to come through 1080p. Yes, I upload regular content in 4K. That's easy. It does look a little crisper, but it's not going to be 4K quality that you see if you looked at it like on a monitor or you looked at it, somewhere else, like on a media player. It's not going to be as crisp when you upload it to YouTube, but we have these amazing devices that make everything look crisp. They use just computations to make everything look crisp. But when you upload to YouTube, man, it's going to be compressed to hell. The YouTube compression, man, is it is strong compression. So yeah, you could do it in 4K, but when you really think about it, it just don't make sense to stream in 4K. Not to me. So let's get back into this, man. So here's what you have to understand. And most devices can't read 4K anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like your phone can record 4K. You can't get 4K playback on it though. 4K playback is huge files, man. They haven't figured out how to get that on the cell phone yet. You can't play back in 4K. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. But it looks real good on your phone, but everything looks good on your phone. You know what I'm saying? I love the devices that we have today, man. You can't drop them. They'll break into 1,000 pieces, but they're amazing when it comes to the way they perform. So yeah, you can spend enough paper to be able to play it back on but even on iMac, you know what I'm saying? I mean, on a phone. Most people watch content on their phones, so you're not going to get 4K playback on your phone. Yeah, you can get it back. You can get it back on not even shit on the iMac. There's some display screens that you can get for your computer at home, for your desktop, or even your laptop, where you can have a display set up on your desk and you could get 4K playback. But I mean, on your cell phone. Most of us watch content on our cell phone. 80% of the people that watch my content watch it on a cell phone. which is bananas. You know, when you really think about it, like we're so used to watching things on this small screen that we don't even care about the fact that we got to strain our eyes compared to what we used to be able to do. But let's get back into this. So what you got to understand is this another thing, man. When you think about the fact that you can lose everything, you can lose everything on one bad emotional decision. One bad emotional decision. Yeah, my Samsung TV is 4K. Well, both of them, both my Samsung TVs are 4K. So I watch YouTube on TV. I only watch it on my phone when I'm out somewhere. Most times I'm watching on my TV. So when you really think about it, you have to keep in mind, man, that the discipline that you need can be compromised in a moment. One moment of confusion, one moment of lack of clarity can cost you everything. You understand what I'm saying? Everything. Will Smith just resigned from the academy. He had to resign because they got punishment coming down the pike for him. He knows that. So when you hear people say they're not going to do anything to him, he made people too much money. People don't care how much money you made them. They don't care how much money you're making them now. And so that's another thing. Like, we can't base the way we function in the world off what we expect the result to be if we do the wrong thing. Like, you can't, well, you know what? I'm such a major guy. I'm such a major guy. I'm so on that, you know, no matter what I do, they're going to look out for me. Nobody's going to punish me. Nothing's going to come down the pike against me. That's foolishness, man. You can't live your life that way. The reality of life is that you can't live your life that way. None of us can. We're all crazy and nuts if we think we can live our life that way. We're all crazy and nuts. See, what we're gonna do, man? We're gonna run through the Alpha-Running Proverbs. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run through the Alpha-Running Proverbs for a minute. Master Executive 8, appreciate the $5 super sticker, bro. We're gonna run through some principles and precepts that we must have as men in this particular society. You understand? So when I tell you, men, you judge a woman by her content of character. Too many men put physicality first over content of character. You can't put physicality over content of character because physicality wanes. Physicality gets worse as she ages. Content of character gets better. So you got to understand that her content of character is the major thing. You understand? It's better to have a big girl who is submissive than to burden yourself with the most beautiful woman you ever seen, who is the enemy of your success. She's the enemy of your success. Many men have a woman who's the enemy of their success. I tell you men all the time, if she's not teachable, she's not reachable. If she doesn't listen to you, then you have to move her on. You have to move along with your life. And the only way to do that is to not get emotionally attached. See, you have to make sure that you wait out the true essence of who she is, because if you don't, then you're going to be in love by the time you find out who she truly is, and you're going to be stuck with a woman who's not the woman you want. You're going to be stuck with her. Who among us can afford to be stuck with a woman we don't even want? I say, who among us can afford to be stuck with a woman that we don't even want, man? I sure can't. I absolutely can't. And so you can't cross lines that are going to have you in bad shape. And you cross that line intentionally. You got to stand on principle no matter what. Even when love starts to pull at you, you got to be like, nope. Principles are always going to be stronger than love. Always going to be stronger than love. Always. No matter how strong love comes my way, boy, I'm going to stand on principles. You know why? Because I don't need her. She needs me. That's my outlook. It's going to always be my outlook. So you understand, when you think about life, you have to think about life from a singular perspective. All this kumbaya, let's think about everybody. No, self-preservation is the number one law in the land, not everybody preservation. Before you can do anything for anyone, before you can, have any effect on anyone's life in a positive manner, you have to be on your square in your own life. And what happens to you in this world, most men get caught up in the emotional connection, the emotional attachment to a woman who is not who she presents herself to be. And sometimes men just compromise. You'll say, okay, these are the qualifications for me. These are eliminating factors. And then you'll have a woman with an eliminating factor or two in your life, and you're emotionally attached to her. How did you even get close enough to her to get emotionally attached when she already has two of your eliminating factors? Two of your pet peeves even. Because you didn't stand on principle. Your moral compass isn't for you to just inflict your will on the world and tell the world, you're wrong, don't do that. No, your moral compass is to protect you. How do you know if the person around you is evil and has evil intent toward you if you can't even decipher good from evil? If you just fly by the seat of your pants in your life and can't even decide whether you're going to be good or evil, whether you're going to have, a lines that you don't cross. How do you know what it looks like if that's the way you live? If you're a friend to everything, how do you know when that friend is really an enemy? You don't. That's how you get caught up in situations with people that don't mean you any good. How do you fall in love with a woman who had every intent on taking advantage of you and breaking your pockets in the first place? What kind of blinders did you have on for you not to see any of the warning signs that the Most High sure did give you? Trust me, if you live a life that's pleasing to the Most High, He gives you warning signs to keep you from crossing lines. He gives you warning signs to keep you from crossing lines. Like the homie said, discernment is a gift. To be able to discern the difference between right and wrong rather. To be able to discern the difference just like that is a blessing. To be able to not get caught up with someone and realize, man, that they had nothing but ill intent towards you from the beginning, it's a blessing. To not overlook those warning signs and say, well, I'm just being paranoid. To know and trust what you think. To know and trust what logic is telling you. To know and trust what your gut instinct is telling you. To follow your gut. It's a blessing. Nothing befalls you without your spider senses kicking in, brothers. Every man gets warning signs before a catastrophe takes place in his life. But only those of us who govern our alpha energy with a moral compass listen to it. We're always in self-protection mode. You have to always be in self-protection mode because people are always taken advantage of and attacked by people they know. It's rare that you're going to lose everything due to a stranger. You're going to lose everything to someone who you have known or someone who has made themselves known to you. The reality of the scenario, man, is that you have to keep in mind it is more gratifying to live a life of true voluntary forced loneliness than to lower thyself to the level of a woman who has a bigger, more bodies in her past than you do. Than a woman who has no idea what it means to be obedient. Than a woman who has no idea what it means to be led. Than a woman who has no idea what it means to be taught. Here's the problem with a woman who doesn't know these things. She's not a bad woman. You have to understand this, men. We also have to be humble in our approach to life ourselves. Just because a woman doesn't listen to you doesn't mean she won't listen. You're just not the guide for her. If a woman can't be taught by you, that don't mean you're not an effective teacher. That just means that woman is not meant for you. There's no man on the planet that can teach every woman on the planet. No, it's an energy thing. If a woman doesn't respond to your energy, it's not that you're not good. It's that the Most High is trying to protect you from being a damn fool. But you know what men do? Well, I'm going to go get her. I'm gonna get her anyway. I'm gonna keep going until I get her. No, boy, I'm gonna keep going until I get her. I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going for months, years. How long it take to get her? I'm gonna get her. Boy, let me tell you something. I don't care what happened. Yeah, everything was bad in the beginning. Man, if a man tell you he met a woman and everything was bad in the beginning and he's still with that woman, that man is a damn fool. Everything was bad in the beginning. Y'all couldn't even get along. If y'all couldn't get along in the beginning, boy, ain't no such thing as me and a woman can't get along. There's a such thing as a woman won't listen. Me and a woman ain't got to get along. We ain't on equal level. We ain't got to get along. I'm the teacher and she got to be able to be taught. If she's not teachable, she's not reachable. So ain't no such thing, man. We couldn't even get along in the beginning, boy. Things were rocking in the beginning, but we stayed arguing in the beginning. How y'all stay arguing? Arguing about what? When you arguing with a woman in the beginning, it's because you trying to convince her that she need to listen to you. Why? If she won't listen to you, she has no value to you. Stop putting yourself in a situation where you forcing yourself. Man, do you know how crazy you got to be to force yourself into a situation that doesn't fit? You know how crazy you got to be? It's like guys who have a car and put a lift kit on it to get bigger wheels on it. You know how crazy you got to be to put a lift kit on a car, man, so you can put bigger wheels on it? That's crazy. It doesn't make sense. That's somebody who just willing to just blow some money on something that don't make sense. It's the same principle. When you do these things, you have to understand that you are your own worst enemy. You are the enemy of your own success. How you going to be the enemy? Boy, you know how many obstacles you got to battle through to attain some success in this life. How you going to be the enemy of your own success? How you going to stand in your own way and say, BOA, don't you go that way. No, I will stand here and I will lay my life on the line to keep you from going to that path of success. Why are you going to stand in your own way, bro? You got to know when you are in the company of a woman who is being controlled by satanic forces in an attempt to attack your spirit, man. You have to know that. And how do you know that? By sticking to the things you know must be true. By sticking to the way you know the interaction must be between a man and a woman. Hold up, man. Boy, let me fix that right there. Hold up. I got something going on, man. Let me see something that's going to fix it. All right, that kind of fixed a little bit. All right. So, the bottom line is, man, everything that we want to do, we do it because we think it's the right thing to do. We don't do anything because we think it's the wrong thing to do. We don't do anything because we believe it's going to affect us in a negative manner. That's just not what we do. See, you got to think about this, man. It is better to be covered in syrup and put head first into an anthill, fire ants, bullet ants, army ants, than to lay beside a woman in your own bed who hates your masculinity and will not follow it, will not adhere to your leadership. You are a wicked man in your own life. You are a wicked man in your own life if you allow that to be your case. If you allow that to be your case, where you are lying beside a woman every night who is in direct conflict with your manhood, who is in direct conflict with your leadership, who is in direct conflict with the things that you know need to take place in the household, in your life, in her life. Help me understand why you would do such a thing. That is what you must protect. You must embrace thy manhood. Cherish thy masculinity. For by it you will avoid the dismay which awaits the beta male simp mangina who is enticed by the beauty of the emotional tyrant disguised as the love of his life. He shall regret every moment he spends with her, because she has no remorse for the damage she leaves in her wake. You see, her satisfaction shall be attained at any cost, even the very soul of a man, even your very soul. The indifferent woman, the combative woman, the adversarial woman, the aggressive woman, the loud woman, the woman who won't let you get a word in edgeways because she always has an opinion on everything. See, when a woman has an opinion on everything, it's not an opinion. It's just the need, not even her need, but the enemy of your success within her is forcing her to just oppose you. Here's the thing about opposition that y'all got to understand. Eventually, opposition puts you in a warmonger headspace. Opposition puts you in a headspace of war. Now, with your woman, what kind of war is it going to be? It's going to be an emotional war. Now you're in a battle you can't win. Because as a man, you can't win an emotional battle with your woman. You can't win an emotional battle with your woman. You will never win an emotional battle with your woman. And the very moment she continues to oppose you over and over again, you know what it's going to do. It's going to agitate you. It's going to put you in a headspace where you're going to be like, okay, there's only so much opposition you're going to take as a man before you say, okay, on guard. You're going to be ready to have a battle. And it's going to be an emotional battle. The strain and weight that an emotional battle has on the man is not worth anything he thinks he might win. Nothing, bro. Don't do it to yourself. It ain't worth it. It'll never be worth it. It's absolutely the wrong thing for you to do as a man. It's terrible, brothers, just to be honest with you, man. It's sickening that we as men allow ourselves to be in these particular situations. And then in retrospect, we look back on it, we're like, man, I was crazy. Well, I'm telling you now, don't do it, because you're going to look back in retrospect and say, man, I was crazy. So it's my job to put you up on game on these things. So you can understand that that is not a move that you want to make. It is not a move that you want to make. You see, the truth of the matter is this. Man was intended to rule his household. Yet, many men, the beta male simp mangina, has sought to please his woman more so than to honor the Most High. So he has put his woman on a higher level than his God. And he worships her. She is the queen of his life. He loves her more than he loves himself. He loves her more than he loves his sons. He loves her more than he loves his soul. So in his mind, compromising his soul for the love of his life is a small thing, a very small thing. Nothing that he should be overly concerned about, nothing that he should worry about, nothing that he should feel is going to cause him any long-term harm, nothing that he believes is going to cost him his life. So when you look at a man like Will Smith, for example, it's very hard to sympathize with him. I don't feel any sympathy toward Will Smith. This was the decision he made. At the very moment the woman said, I want to be in an open marriage, and he knew he didn't, when he decided he was going to be with her anyway, hey, man, everything he's getting is what he deserves. You got to think about it. You deserve the life you accept. If you accept it, you deserve it. So what are we talking about? Will Smith don't deserve the life he accepted? No, he deserves it. There is no sympathy. I don't play the sympathy card. I just use it as a warning. Hey, bro, don't let yourself get caught up like this. Look at this guy. He is the poster child for don't do this ever. in your life. See, here's the problem. And this kind of explains the whole slap thing. There is a man who so desireth the woman that he will slander the good name of his fellow man to elevate himself in that woman's eyes. But as a fool, he is ensnared in his own trap, and the woman will desire the very man he hoped to ruin with his slander. The very man he hoped to ruin with his slander. When you desire a woman so much that you will intentionally embarrass another man on behalf of that woman, that you will intentionally bring harm to a man to defend a woman who doesn't want you anyway, to shine a brighter light on yourself in the eyes of a woman who doesn't want you anyway. As Famo says, man, you got to put the Most High first. If you don't put God first in your life, man, then whatever befalls you, you deserve it. You deserve it. Man, let me tell y'all something, brothers, and it's real. I took the vow to Nazarite at 22 years old. Evil energy, man, through women has been hawking me for years. Couple decades. You know what I'm saying? Evil energy has been hawking me. So I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. It's always going to come to you in the form of those you love the most. And most men will always love their woman more than they love everyone else. It's always going to come for you that way. So that's why I tell you, men, all my love, I give it to the Most High. He issues it out to people who need it. He doles it out to the people. If the people feel like, if a woman says, man, you don't love me, well, I don't. If God didn't give it to you, you ain't nobody I need to love. That's how I do. I don't even deal with love. I don't even talk about love and worry about love. I just get that over to the Most High. That's his thing. I let him protect that part. I don't know enough about love to be playing that game. I can't play the love game. I never put myself in no position. I don't even know how to. Listen, bro, that's a sport I ain't never even played. It's like you ain't never even been ice skating, but we're gonna put you on the hockey team. It ain't gonna happen. You cannot do it, man. You have to stand on the principles that you know you need to stand on. You have to be a realist. You have to be. You have to stand on alpha principles. You understand? Go thou not into the way of the beta male simp mangina. For though thou art not deserving of his same recompense, by guilt of association, ye shall receive it. As the fisherman's net takes all creatures unfortunate enough to encounter it, so shall the just deserts of the mangina encompass those close to him. You can't even be cool with the beta male simp manginas around you. You can't hang out with the beta male simp manginas around you. Them boys ain't on your level. You can't bring them up. They're going to bring you down. A man has to decide that he's ready to not be a sucker. A man has to decide that he's not ready to be wicked. A man has to decide that he's ready to not be evil. A man has to decide that he's ready to be righteous. A man has to decide that he's ready to be the most alpha version of himself. You can't force him to do it. You can't force him to do it. So the more time you spend trying to force a man to embrace his alpha energy and become the most alpha version of himself, the more of your alpha energy you expend trying to do it. You're the one that's going to lose out, not him. He's already playing around with his alpha energy. You only give to those who are willing to receive. You know what? I was doing a consultation the other day, man, yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I was telling the homie that he had the same issue trying to feed people who didn't want to be fed. And I say this, you can't change people. Because here's the thing about being fed. If you ain't got nothing to eat and you have to eat your dog, you don't want to eat your dog, but you starving. Somebody got to go. Your dog looking at you, you looking at the dog. Somebody about to get eaten up. You eat your dog. You full. I'm talking about you sitting rubbing your belly, you full as a tick. I come through with a 5-course gourmet meal. Guess who ain't gonna eat? You ain't gonna eat. As good as this food is, it was prepared by the top chefs in the land. Every single course of the dish was, well, every single course of the meal rather was prepared by the top chef in the land for that. The dessert was prepared by the top pastry chef. The steak was prepared by, hey man, Salt Bay cook your steak up, man. Everything was prepared by the GOAT chef. And you can't even eat because you already full. If you had to go eat the grass out your backyard, Mr. Vegan, if you had to go eat the grass out your backyard, if I come around with all the greatest, freshest fruits and vegetables from all over the world, picked at their most ripe and picked at their ripest point, you already full off eating the grass out your yard. Your belly's stuffed. Guess who ain't gonna eat none of that good fruit? You. So it don't matter how good your word is. It don't matter how wholesome your word is. It don't matter how righteous your word is. It only matters that they're full, and so they're not going to eat what you're feeding anyway. What you going to do? Hold them down and force it down their throat? No, you can't do that. You can't force them. So you ain't got no business trying to go around and force the alpha energy into men's life. You got to let men be willing. Men have to get tired of the results of being a beta male simp mangina. Men have to decide that they don't want to be a beta male simp mangina anymore. Then when they're seeking information, that's when you speak to them. Because you can't waste time any other way. You can't waste time any other way. See, what you got to understand is this. Tricking in all of its forms is akin to the destruction of a man's own soul. Whether you're tricking out money, time, energy, emotion, instruction. Listen, anytime, anything you tricking off, man, is going to lead to a lessened state of awareness, a lessened state of alphaness on your behalf. You can't do it. For what gain a man to spend his substance on that which has been assessed in value as zero? Why are you going to spend your money on something that has zero value? Listen, bro, and here's the thing. The monetary value a woman has is based on what she makes. You can only assess a woman's monetary value on what she earns. If she earns $100,000 a year, that's her monetary value. If she earns zero, that's her monetary value. So what value does she have that you would spend your money on? What value does she have that you would spend your money on? Now we're talking about the average woman. Let's be realistic, man. When it boils down, the most valuable woman that you're going to find is a woman who has never been with another man. That's the most valuable woman you're going to find. Put a 1 in the chat if you know one right now. A woman who's never been with another man. If you got one right now. Put a 1 in the chat. We'll take a little time, wait for y'all to put a 1 in the chat, man. Now, everybody who putting a 1 in the chat, I want you to put a 2 in the chat. If you've ever met a woman who has been with another man who has the same value, no matter how valuable she is, tell me the woman you've ever met. I'm talking about a woman you. Man, dude said maybe your daughter. Man, I'm talking about a woman you could be intimate with, bro. I'm talking about your woman, your woman. Not your daughter, man. Nah, bro, not your relatives. I'm talking about you have a woman that you can be with, man. What's up, man? Listen, but did you go to show how rare it is? Guys got to go to their daughters and nieces to think of, they got to go to girls who just ain't old enough. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy it is, man. It's so crazy that we got to go to, we can't even think about any type of interaction with women on a relationship type of style when we think about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the state that we're in. So when we're out here allowing ourselves to be caught up, what are we being caught up with? What are we caught up with? What are you getting caught up with if you're getting caught up with women out here like that? Just tell me. It's not even worth it. There's no benefit. So when you think about it, man, when your mind has to automatically just black out on any type of intimacy and think about women you're related to, and bro, I'm telling you, man, it's rough out here. It's rough out here. And the reality of the scenario is this, man. You have to keep in mind that this is the way that the Most High intended it to be. This is the way the Most High intended it to be. None of us were meant to be out here just traipsing around, just sleeping with as many people as we want to, not men or women. We weren't put here as men of the Most High, boy. We weren't put here to just be out here running around like that. If you believe that, man, you nuts. We were not put here to just be running around being with as many women as we can all through our lives. We were not put here to chase women for intimacy. We were not put here to just be sleeping around and running up our body count and counting as many women as we can. We were not put here to be in a competition to sleep with as many women as we can and brag about it to other men. That is peasant, peon, beta male, simp mangina thinking. Because you are a man who needs to be validated through your loins. Boy, your mind is the strongest muscle you got. You can't even be validated through it. Your spirit governs your mind. You can't even be validated through it. You got to be validated through your wee-wee. Come on, man. You can be validated through your wee-wee. But that's what happens in this particular society. That's what happens in this particular society. And I do agree with that. Sometimes older guys put pressure on you. They put pressure on you to fit in. But that's where we go when I say that evil energy that wants to make you not be the most alpha version of yourself doesn't always come through women. Sometimes it comes through men. When those older guys are telling you, hey, man, boy, you ain't had none yet. Boy, you need to get yourself some. Boy, you ain't no man till you get yourself some. What you waiting on, boy? Boy, you ain't got yourself in. Boy, man, you can't come around here and talk to us. Boy, you ain't got yourself in. You need to be trying to get everything you can. Boy, what you waiting on? Boy, go ahead and get yourself some. Get yourself some more. Get yourself some more. Boy, get yourself some more over that. Nah, bro. Those guys are telling you, just run through your testosterone all your younger years. Just run through it. Run through your testosterone all your younger years. Just blow it. Blow it. I'm talking about blow it on women who are worthy, unworthy. Any woman you can get, just blow it on them. Just get rid of all your testosterone. Blow it. Do it. You'll be like me. And then you look at those guys, you're like, man, wait a minute. Be like you? Be like you. Wait a minute. Hold on. Be like you. And you look at these guys, man, and all they doing is reminiscing about what they did, man, before they got tied down with the old ball and chain, man. Now they got a woman, all they do is complain about. I'm like, hold up, bro. You went through all those women that you end up with a woman, man, you can't do nothing but complain about? Come on, bro. That don't make sense. Man, these dudes be wilding, man. August Alcina, appreciate the $2, man. August Alcina in the chat. Man, time been hard for you, boy. You ain't got $2, man. You had R&B hits. What happened? Cali didn't pay you for that joint you did with him, man. 2 bones? Come on, man. You on the TV, dog. You gonna shoot me 2 bones? You on the TV? Come on, man. Man, that's what been at least 200, man. 2 bones? God, August. Jada really did a number on you, didn't it, homie? God, I ain't know you. I ain't know she broke your pockets too, man. I ain't know she broke your pockets. Yeah, you did have a hit in a minute though, man. Yeah, and them labels. All right, I give you that, bro. I give you that. I appreciate Two Bone, man. I appreciate Two Bone, man. I appreciate it. Because you ain't had a hit in a minute for real. So when you think about it, man, you got to keep in mind, man, that when here's the thing, man. The love and lust of a woman is a man's gift from God. To have a woman around you who loves you and can't keep her hands off of you, that's a man's gift from God. That's what your woman is supposed to be. If you have a woman or you've had any woman, then who wasn't like that, then you didn't have a woman at all. You were playing games with yourself. You didn't have that. You have to have the thing. Man, everything in your life is supposed to be a blessing to you. How you going to build this life based on all these manifold blessings that God has bestowed upon you and then just give it all away to a woman who don't even support it? Come on, bro. The worst thing you can have in your life is a woman who leads you, brothers. Never, as long as you live, let a woman lead you. And if you are in a position where a woman has to lead you, man, you ain't nowhere near the most alpha version of yourself. You should be very disappointed in yourself. Now, if you're a young man, 19, 20, 21, yeah, I'm talking about when you're a man, when you had a chance to get out here and live life as a man out here. Even then, you don't let a woman lead you. You don't want to be taught how to be a woman. You don't want to be taught how to pursue life as a woman. You don't want to be taught how to pursue the world as a woman. You don't want to be taught to pursue your goals as a woman. You don't want to be taught how to interact with anyone as a woman. So she can't lead you at all. Now, can she be beneficial to your process? Yes. There can be a woman can be educated and you need some information and she has it. I'm not telling you to go and find an accountant and say, every accountant you got in here, send all the women to lunch. I don't want to do. No, I ain't telling you that. Everyone who has a level of education can benefit you because education is the equalizer. You understand? If any attorney you go to represent you is going to have it has passed the bar exam. Now, unless you want to get down to having people expose their scores or expose how well they did on the exam, then you can't do that. If you can't do that, everybody has a bar exam. I'm talking about in your life how to be a man. How to be a man. And you certainly can't let a woman lead you spiritually. Let me tell you something, boy. The most wicked man in the world, not by his own choice, not because he just, I was born wicked, I'm gonna tear the world up. Not that type. The most wicked man in the world is a man who's led spiritually by a woman. Because you are the opposite of what the Most High put you here to be. He did not put you here to be led to him by a woman. You are the liaison to God for the woman. You are her liaison to God. How do you put her between you and God? Now she's leading you. She can't lead you to God. She can't. She can't lead you spiritually. If she's leading you spiritually, she's leading you away from God, homie. She's leading you away from God. That's why so many men who understand the true essence of who they're supposed to be get led sideways by women when it comes to religion. You get led from us being a spiritual man to being a religious man. You get with a woman who got you going to church now. You get with a woman who got you understanding and believing that there's some other savior beside God, when the Most High said in the book of Isaiah that there is no savior beside me. She'll take you in that direction because she thinks she knows. But when it comes to a positive interaction with the Most High, a woman only knows when she's being led by a true godly man, a true godly man. That's the only way she knows. And I'm not talking about just led by him. I'm talking about led by her father or her husband. If a woman was not raised in that household, you can't, she don't know. She doesn't know. And if she was raised in that household, she was taught how to lead. She was taught how to let her, how to stay back, how to just fall back. She was taught her position. Let's put it like that. Not to let you lead. Because here's the thing. A woman can't let you lead. If you're going to lead, you're going to lead. It's up to her if she follows. Just because she don't follow, that don't mean you ain't lead. That don't mean you're not a leader because she ain't following. That just means she ain't following you. A lot of women ain't taught to follow. Men and women aren't taught. They're not taught to do that, man. So here's the reality of the scenario. We have to keep in mind that your life is based on what you place as the foundation. Whatever you place as the foundation is your life. That is what your life is based on. DJ Hollywood Hawkins, what's good, bro? Hollywood Hawkins in the building, man. That was a homie with my very first moderator on the channel, man. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you being in the joint. See, here's the thing, man. And this is what you really must understand. The love and lust of a woman is a man's gift from God. But if you allow yourself to evaluate more than the gift of life itself, then you put yourself in a terrible situation. You put yourself in a terrible situation. So what I say to you is let not your focus, let's see, let not your focus be on winning a prize that's already yours. You can't let your focus be on winning the woman who is already your gift from God. Like she's already there. She's already yours. So you can never be so pleased by her presence that you put her above yourself, that you put her above anything that's important to you. You can't meet a woman and put her above anything you already have. Dog, you can't put a woman above your car. If you've been traveling up and down the road making money, that car is more valuable to you than that woman. If you have any skill, any set of skills that pays you well, your skills are more valuable than that woman. Let me make sure I get that thing focused back right. All right, there we go. See, the way of life to the wise man is strength, power, and honor within the realm of masculinity. But the beta male simp mangina prides himself in the ability to embrace feminine energy as if it is instinctively his. He embraces it like it is instinctively his. He says, hey, that femininity, that belongs to me. Give it to me, thou woman. And his right to masculinity will be robbed of him soon thereafter. A la Will Smith. Masculinity is robbed of him. You can't get it back. How many times have you ever known a robber to rob somebody and then say, hey, man, my bad, I didn't mean to rob you. Here you go. Have your stuff back. Or at least they hit you for some jewelry and it was fake. That's another story, though. See, it's better to have only enough sustenance to ward off hunger with peace of mind than to be seated at the head of a feast with turmoil and strife and backbite and the Jezebel spirit in your own household, man, biting you on the back every time you turn around. Don't open up your life. Don't open up your life to that energy, brothers. You don't want to open up your life to that energy, man. It will destroy you, man. And I mean, it'll destroy you quickly because you willingly let it in. You willingly let it in. Got a couple super chats, man. Let me go up here and catch them. I got a bunch of them up here. Yeah. Let me get these super chats right quick, man. All right. Make sure I get them all. Emerald Migo, appreciate the 5 bone, man. People will never show compassion for you when you go against your principles because people naturally love having advantages no matter who suffers. Exactly. That's a great point. Great point, man. So these type of shows I like, man. When the spiritually intellectual brothers come in. Hey, Bell, appreciate the dub. Just checking in, gentlemen. Keep your morals. Keep them, brothers. Keep them. You have to. You have to. You compromise those morals. You compromise you. Doom. Appreciate the 10 bones. Congrats to you, Doc, for reaching 100K subs. It was a good start and a word of accomplishment in itself. Keep up the good work, brother. Salute to you and the rest of the Alpha Sphere. Salute, bro. Salute. William Jones, appreciate the dub. Thanks for the gems, Doc. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming in here deep that time of night. You know, this is late for us, man. We've been came on and gone, man, 3-4 hours ago, man. So I appreciate y'all showing up for this one, man. Really. Shy, appreciate the dime. Tuition, congratulations on the silver play button. Salute, Doc. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate it. Appreciate you, man. I think I saw a couple more down here, man. All right. Oh, that's August Alcina. August Alcina with 2 bone, man. You know, holla at me and Teflon, man. We get together, man. Try to see if we can put you back in the game, man. See if I can put you on the hook or something. Michael Pratchett, man. Welcome to the Alpha Family. Welcome to the Green Label Game. James St. Patrick, what up, Ghost? Appreciate the dub, man. First woman was created from a man's rib. They've been causing us pain from the beginning. Hey, man. I'm with you when you're right, bro. I'm with you when you're right. YSS, appreciate $7 Canuck buck. Blessings to you as well, brother. Appreciate it. All right, let's go and get back into this thing, man. Let's go back and get back into this thing. All right, man. So here's the thing that you have to understand. Here's what you have to understand. You cannot take heed to counsel that causes you to willingly go about life making idiot decisions. See, here's the thing about standing on principles. Once you establish your principles, you can't let anybody push you off of them. You can't let anybody push you off of them. See what I'm saying? You can't. It don't matter what they think they know, what they think they believe, what they think they see. If you allow anybody to push you off your principles, you're going to live your whole life as a lie. Your whole life has not been true. You've been living a fake life your entire life. If you build your entire life on a set of principles, you can't compromise them. If you compromise the principles, you compromise your very soul. You become a 30, 40, 50, 25, 85-year-old man who still doesn't know who you are because you've been living a lie for all of those years. All a man has is his bizzles and his wizard, and you can't break either one of them for anybody. I have to let you men know that if you stand on your principles, even if your principles are the opposite of mine, I respect you for standing on them. Stand on them. You have to. I mean, anyone who tries to pull you off your principles is the enemy of your success. If you have attained any level of success in life based on those principles, why would anyone who wants you to be successful come and say those things that have made you successful, those things that have built you into the man you are? Why would you listen to anyone who wants to change those principles that you have built your life on? That person is an enemy of your success. Because they don't want you to just change your principles. They want you to change your result. If you change that principle, you will change your result. You must do what SJ said. You must immediately cut off anyone. You must immediately cut off anyone who challenges you on your principles. Why? Why not? They're the enemy of your success. Because every success is based on the principles necessary for that success. You find me the men who make it to the NBA, there's something they did that the other men didn't do. There's a principle, a precept that they stood on, to get to where they are. And improvement doesn't mean changing your principles. Improvement is not a change. Improvement is making better. If you do home improvement, you don't move to another house. You upgrade something in your house. So any improvement is not a change. That doesn't mean change. That means make better. If you got a 5-bedroom house, you want to do the home improvement, maybe you add a 6-bedroom, still the same house, just enhanced. That's what men have to understand. We don't live in a world where we need to be getting to a point in our life and we change our stance on things. You got to stand on the principles and precepts that built you to where you are. Side Mugger, my brother, salute. Appreciate the dime, man. Y'all go subscribe to the homie Side, man. Homie got a great channel, man. This is what men must understand. See, if you take heed to that counsel that caused you to willing to go about life making idiot decisions, you got to understand, if the results thereof are detrimental to your overall quality of life, then know that it is not in line with the will of the Most High. See, if your life changes in a negative manner, then you know that whatever you've started to do is not beneficial to your life. But here's the thing. If what you're doing is already beneficial to your life, why try something else? What kind of greed does that represent? What kind of dissatisfaction with the blessings that you have does that represent? You're going to change everything that's made you successful to try something else completely? Why? Why? Only a dummy would do that. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. And a lot of times this will come to you in the form of a woman. These things will come to you in the form of a woman, in the form of a woman who professes that she has your back, professes that she is down for you, professes that she is along for your journey, professes that she could possibly be the woman that God has reserved for you. But here's the thing. A woman can't tell you that. You got to tell you that. You got to know it. You got to know it and she got to show it. She can't tell it. A woman of virtue shall not be treated as a harlot, nor the harlot as a woman of honor. Each shall be compensated her deserved worth, whether they be the wages of transgressions or the proper recompense for right doing. Right doing, not right saying, right doing, right living. A woman has to show her value with her actions. She has to show her love with her action. She has to show her dedication with her action. She has to show her willingness to be taught by actually being teachable, not by saying it. First thing one will tell you is, I'm submissive. I know how to be submissive. You get into her history, you realize, man, that she's never seen it a day in her life. The same way we have to be taught to be masculine men, a woman has to be taught to be a submissive feminine woman. She has to be taught that. Afi Kingdom, my brother, salute. It's the mob. Blessing, my brother. Dr. BOA, peace, chat room. Salute to your feet. Man, oh, bro, I forgot you, man. Hey, bro, we'll chop it up tomorrow, man. We'll chop it up tomorrow, man. Just when you get up, man, hit me up tomorrow, man. Now, we'll chop it up tomorrow, man. Damn, I forgot, bro. You know what I'm talking about, man. I hope it ain't too late, man. If it ain't too late, man, then I'll go ahead and make sure, man, that I go ahead and finish it up. I forgot, bro. Been swamped, man. My bad. Manny Lowe's. Appreciate the dub, man. Appreciate the dub. Salute to you. You know, the reality of the scenario is this, man. All of us as men have to understand that the principles that we decide to stand on are going to be the things that build us into the best version of ourselves. And it's like with any home, if you make those principles your foundation, how can you change them unless you tear down all the progress that you've made? You got to tear down the entire house to build a new foundation. If you want to change the foundation of that house, not, you got to change the foundation of that house, man, you got to remove the whole house. You got to remove the whole house. And any damage that comes with that is just residual damage because you just changed foundations. You listen, if you have a house in a particular subdivision, you probably can't, more than likely, you can't uplift that house and move it to another subdivision because the foundation layout isn't along the building code of that other subdivision. And this is what men say. You got to keep in mind, brothers. The most troubling thing in your life, the most troubling thing in your life is a disobedient woman, a brawling woman, an adversarial woman, a woman who lives to challenge your every word, a woman who lives to be abrasive and aggressive, a woman who lives to question everything you say. Even worse than that, if a woman seems to side and have the same mind as the enemies of your success, don't overthink it. There ain't no need to have a discussion. If she's an enemy of your success, she's an enemy of your success. Just accept it. There's no need to keep talking about it. There's no need to try to get closure from a situation that's never been opened. The disobedient woman is like hunger to a starved lion. Though the food be plentiful, he will eat as if it is but a morsel, for he knoweth not when the kill will be made again. So is the combative woman to him who houses her. Though his kindness be limited, she will use him relentlessly until there is only wrath remaining. For she knoweth not when her next beta male scent mangina victim will arrive. She doesn't know when he's coming. She has no idea when her next victim is showing up. And she needs to be sure that she can hold what she has until then. See, as men, we got to learn to hear the voice of the Most High. And I promise you, brothers, I promise you, the voice of the Most High will never come to you through a woman. It never will. It will never come to you through a woman. It won't. Now, you can believe what you want to believe, and you can think that it will. But if you think it will, you are a man who absolutely lacks a true connection with the Most High, because he will not bypass your connection with him to go talk to your woman and have her talk to you. Never. It won't happen. So if you believe that you can follow your woman spiritually, then you need to build yourself, build your spirit, your mind, change your environment to evoke positive energy. And if you don't do that, then the life of Willard Smith shall be yours. You can't allow, Saja said a great point, you can't allow everyone to be close to your spirit. Because here's the thing, your spirit energy is so sacred. We're in a spiritual battle that brothers are losing because we refuse to focus on the Most High. That's the main problem. We focus on everything but the Most High. And you have to keep in mind, you can never, ever deal with a woman who doesn't pray for your success, who doesn't pray for your success, pray for your health, pray for your wealth, even before she has a position solidified in your life. And here's the thing, that same woman who's a brawling spirit, who's combative and adversarial and contentious, her prayers don't count on your behalf. Her prayers are toxic. Her prayers don't reach any further than the ceiling of the house. her prayers don't count. Because someone can't want your success in their words, and then their actions work towards your failure. And if you have that kind of woman around you, you better get rid of her. It's time for her to get gone. It's time for her to get gone. Because you know what? She should have never been there in the first place. You'd have put her in a position she wasn't supposed to be in anyway. You got to remember, man, worshiping a woman angers the Most High because you have made her your God. And when he says, thou shalt have no God beside me, imagine you having that God be the woman who hates your success, who wants to see you fail. Makes no sense. Even if you want to go to their New Testament understanding, I suffer not a woman to teach. We live in a world where the last thing that you have to worry about in this society, last thing you have to worry about in this society is a woman who is spiritually astute enough to accept her spiritual shortcoming, that she must be led to God by a man. And I want y'all to keep in mind, man, that if you have a woman, man, who cannot accept this, you must let her ride, bro. She's nothing to you. She's no good to you. She serves no purpose. She has no benefit. And that's just the reality of it, man. That's the reality of it. You know, it's tough in this particular society, man, because we as men, you know, we understand our role, understand our position. And with one side perpetuating this energy, well, let's all be together, and this other side protection. No, let's not be together. All we can focus on is the Most High, man. We can't really focus on nothing else. If you are focusing on your relationship with the Most High, if a woman is meant to be in your life, she comes. She comes. And here's the thing that I want y'all to understand. Here's the thing I want y'all to understand, man. If you don't meet a woman in person, I'm not talking about after you meet her online. If you don't meet a woman in person, it's going to be very, very hard for her to truly be the one that the Most High has put in your life for any particular purpose other than the business benefit she can bring. Unless for some strange reason you happen to meet a woman who ain't been with no other man online. And there are ways you can verify that. Just look it up. We ain't gonna talk about it here, but there are ways you can verify that. The bottom line is, man, you're born in this world alone, you're gonna die alone. So you might as well figure out, man, how to navigate your life from the front. Here's the thing. The man in the front is alone. You got a spotter, he up front. You got a spy, he up front. The man in the front is always alone because everybody is waiting for him to report back. There's nobody up there with him. You lead from the front. I ask you guys like this. I'm gonna ask one question, man, and we're gonna get on out of here. Where do you lead from? It's the loneliest position in the world. Leadership is the loneliest position in the world. Where do you lead from? We discuss this sometime over here quite often, as a matter of fact. Where do you lead from? Somebody put it in the chat. Man, I think all those dating sites are a scam to some extent. You know what I'm saying? There probably are some authentic people on there, but most of them are, you know, most of it's crazy, man. For me, man, I think for me, I mean, I wouldn't dare do no online dating, man. Now, unless I was going out of the country, if I was going to Africa, then yes, I'd find somewhere to meet some African chicks, man. I would do that. Or say if I was going to Istanbul, Turkey. I'd be online trying to find a way to meet some women so I can, at least touch down, man, and have a soft leg to kick it with while I'm there. But that I do that then. But like, if you're in America and then you're talking about dating women in America, come on, bro. All of those things are true. The Most High, position of power, God's law, but the position you lead from is the front. All of those things are the front. God's law is the front. That's the head. Position of power, that's the front. Most High, that's the front. That's the utmost. That's the thing that's the head of your life. But you lead from the front. And so when you lead from the front, there ain't nobody there with you. All you can see is the path. Your ass don't never see nobody. All the people that are with you are behind you. You never see anyone when you're leading from the front. Ever. And you never stop. In life, you never stop. You keep going. You keep going every day of your life. You keep going, striving to become the most out version of yourself. And here's the thing. If you always strive to be the most out version of yourself, you'll always be the most out version of yourself. It never stops. You never wake up one day and say, oh, I finally made it. The epitome of being alpha. Wow, what a wonderful place. Feels like heaven. No, that's not what you do. You continue to strive to be the most alpha version of yourself. And if you're leading from the front, bro, it's just a lonely position. It's a position where you just have to accept the fact that if you're leading, that everybody else is just that they're not on your level. And I'm not saying all of us we just all up front when we can't hang with nobody. No, I ain't saying that. I'm saying when it comes to your life, you have to understand your position in your life, and you're the leader of your life. And any woman who comes into your life, she ain't got no life. She leaving her life to come into your life. She ain't bringing her life to your life. She leaving her life to come into your life. It's your world. She's just a squirrel trying to get an acorn before she gets scorned. And so she's coming into your life. That's why you have to protect. You have to protect. You have to protect your alpha energy with a high moral compass. Because if not, you're going to find yourself readily, easily, terribly destroyed. Hollywood Hawkins, be easy, bro. All right, man, let's head on out of here, man. Let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. Tomorrow, the Sabbath day, man. We're gonna take tomorrow off, man. I got a piece of content up though, but we won't be doing the show tomorrow, man. I got one set up for tomorrow at 7:35, man. It's still gonna be daylight. So it's getting warm now, so daylight lasts forever. So we'll push that one over to Sunday. I'll see y'all back in the joint on Sunday, man. We're gonna get ready to slide on out of here, man. I appreciate all the support. Let me see. 6-0 said, man, appreciate the 5 bond. If she's not virtuous, she's not worth it. She absolutely not worth it. And here's the thing, man, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this. A woman can't just live a foul life and then decide at some point that she can become virtuous and all that stuff is washed away. No. Just like us. Everything foul we do, hey, man, we got the consequences of those things. They're just life, man. Now, would the Most High give you a pass on them, man, to give you some forgiveness? Yes. But you got to understand that those consequences and repercussions you deal with, man, they're just going to be the consequences and repercussions that you deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So, look, man, I ain't going to hold y'all in here too much longer, man. We're going to go ahead and slide on out of here, man. Cy Mugger, man, salute to you. I'm gonna leave this thing up for a few hours, man. The people who came in, man, because I know I popped this up later than normal, man. Then I give no heads up on it, man. I popped it up and then came on. So I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Famo, salute. SJ3, my brother, salute. Appreciate y'all brothers being in the building, man. Let me see. Let me go back up here, man. I thank the homie who started off show, man. Somebody started off show with a sponsorship, man. Who was that? Y'all give me a minute, man. Let me go back up here and find this, man. It's cool, man. They let you scroll all the way back up now, man. There's 1,000 comments in here, though. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. I really do appreciate the support, man. Appreciate all the super chats, man. Appreciate y'all, supporting what I'm doing, man. We don't have the biggest tribe, man, but we got a tribe that'll throw it down. Sonny Robinson, that's what it was. Sonny Rob, man. Appreciate it again, man, for the $100 sponsorship of the show, man. Let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. Y'all remember this, man. It's up to us to make sure that we clear our heads and clear our minds and clear our environments so we can hear the Most High when He's talking to us, man. It's up to us. Because if you don't do that, He ain't gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, poor baby, you couldn't hear me." Nope. It's your job to make sure that you can hear. Let's head on out of here, man. Peace.